at lesson 3, which is the last lesson in this module. So pay close attention. This is going to be extremely valuable information that you're going to be able to apply, and create content, which is ultimately going to attract people to you, your brand, ultimately your products. Because the goal of this is to make money so that we can travel the world, chase our passions, take our family to Disney World, whatever your dreams and goals and passions are for yourself. The goal of this is to, yes, build that brand so that you have a channel that you can connect people to the other products and then maybe ultimately your own products. And so when it comes to content creation, right, there's several different types of content that you can put out there, but you want to make sure that you have a good balance of content. And so I'm going to get into that in just a second in the value point. But when it comes to different types of content, I'm going to throw this on the board here for it. You've got 3 main points. And I learned this from one of my mentors early in the game. And when I started implementing this type of content and this strategy, a lot more people became open to hearing what I had to say. And so reason being is because the type of content that I post most is value-based content, right? So if you're providing a ton of value for your followers, your viewers, your listeners, your watchers, depending on what social medium that you have chosen, they're going to go kind of hang on to every word that you say because they're getting information from you that they would have had to go source elsewhere without you. And so I kind of give the example of some of my favorite podcasts I listen to specifically because of all the value that's in them, right? You're getting to basically get the mindset of different millionaires through these podcasts without having to go and try to meet up with them in public or trying to get their attention through email or whatever. You kind of get to pick their brain when you're listening to a podcast. And so you want to make sure that you're providing the same value to your audience. You want to give them something to where they're like, man, I really enjoyed that, or I got a lot out of that. I really want to follow this person and I want to see what he comes out with next. Or I want to jump on that person's email list because if he's already given this type of value out through his Instagram account, I wonder what he sends in his emails. So hopefully that jives with you. So you want to make sure you're giving a lot more value than any of the other types of content, which value, next type of content would be results-based. Right? And so results are going to basically be, hey, here's where I was, here where I am, look at my results. Individual results are great, but third-party results are even better. So, if you do have a health and wellness business, right, a nutrition business, you can say, check out my client, where she was a month ago and where she is now. She was, 180 pounds, and now she's down to 165 pounds. She lost 15 pounds over the course of a month by implementing my free training or by jumping on one of my meal plans or whatever it may be, whatever your niche is. Or, this individual has been able to now travel the world because they built a business online, by following the steps in my digital nomad blueprint, whatever that may be. So you want to go ahead and shoot those results out, because when people can see that other people are getting results, they're seeing success with the content that you're providing, then they know to take you serious for whatever you put out next, whether that's a course or another ebook or any sort of video training. Results are huge and they're extremely powerful. But understand, results can also come off salesy. So you got to make sure that you are posturing them correctly, and you're not just throwing out result after result after result, right? You see those people in like different network marketing companies on your Facebook wall all the time. Ooh, so-and-so got this result with this cream. So-and-so got this result with slapping plastic wrap around their belly and they lost 2 inches. All that garbage. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be spamming stuff all over the place. You want to provide a ton of value, talk about the results, and then ultimately you can also share your lifestyle. Right? VRL, value, results, lifestyle. If you can kind of remember that acronym, then this will stick with you for a lot longer. And so when it comes to lifestyle, it really goes back to the relatability point, right? When you can kind of share your lifestyle, you can talk about your passions on there. It even go outside your niche a little bit too. You know, let's just say, you know, you're into nutrition, but you also are an avid swimmer. You can actually share bits and pieces of your lifestyle so that people can connect with you on a deeper level. If you're a parent, right, you can share you know, your kids and you know, how they're eating healthier because of the different meals that you're creating for them or whatever it may be. So understand, you can share your lifestyle. You know, lifestyle for myself, it's travel, right? It's the digital nomad lifestyle. It's being able to work from anywhere. So it might be a picture of me, you know, sitting by a pool on my computer. It could be a picture of me on the top of a mountain at sunrise, whatever it may be. So anything that is relative to you and your brand, you can post it on, as far as lifestyle goes, so that people get a deeper seated connection with you as the individual, as the attractive character. So hopefully all that makes sense, y'all. Now when it comes to value first, I've harped on this enough, so hopefully you're kind of getting it in your head. It took me a while to figure that out because I'm like, man, that's going to take some time. Of course, right? It's value. And so it might take a little bit of time for you to figure out how to put together appealing and value-based posts, but once you do, that's what's going to keep people around. So there's actually a book about this by Gary Vaynerchuk, called Jab, 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 Right Hook, okay? And what that book is, right, the jabs are all the value that you can provide to your audience, okay? All the free content, all of the you know, information that you can give them that they can actually use and apply in their own life. The right hook is you asking for the sale, right? Because there's you know, one of the laws of the universe called the law of reciprocity. And what that means is that when someone gives you so much value or they do something for you and they don't ask for anything in return, there's something inside of every one of us that makes you feel indebted to that person, right? Someone comes over and, you know, you're sick and they bring you this whole, you know, meal and dessert and, you know, they've done everything for you. You're just like, man, that made me feel extremely special. I feel so much value from this person. When I get better, I want to do something for him. I want to write him a card saying thank you and give him a $10 Starbucks gift card, whatever it is. You know, in this world, when we're providing value through content, it's going to make people feel so indebted to you because of the meal plan that you suggested, or the recipes, or you know, the value that I talk about, you know, the travel hacks I give away, the digital nomad blueprint that I created, etc. When I give this value away, people now feel like, man, you know, I feel like I got so much value from this guy that if and when he ever has a product that hits me where I need, or kind of fulfills one of my needs, then I'm going to purchase that because he provided so much value to me that I want to give some value back to him in the form of dollars. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. As far as that book goes, jab, 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 right hook. As I mentioned, that's Gary Vaynerchuk. Kind of a hard last name to say, but Google will find it for you. Now, when it comes to value, right? As I mentioned, you want to make sure that you are throwing out tons and tons of value. So a good rule of thumb, you know, for this is like the 80-20 rule, right? The 80-20 rule applies to pretty much anything in life if you want it to. And so that would mean that you're providing 80% of your posts are value-based, right? They're information that people can use, they can share, etc. You know, you want content that people want to tag their friends in, you know, because it's so valuable. And so that would mean like every 4 posts, it's value, 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 and then post number 5 would be you asking for the sale. You saying, hey, if you liked my last 4 posts, I actually wrote an ebook on it, or I actually did a video training on it. You should go check it out here. And then send a link to either your website or sales funnel, etc. And then from there, they can kind of decide whether or not they want to make that buying decision and support you. And that's the other thing too, is if you have a really good loyal audience and they're you know, connecting with you via social media, you can let them know, like, hey guys, this is how I'm able to provide all this value to you, is I actually do charge for this kind of thing. So if you want to go support me, you can pay $7 and buy this ebook, and I would really appreciate it. And like I said, if they know, like, and trust you, they will happily pay $7 for something that has much, much more value to them than than what the $7 would go for. So outside of that, like I said, we'll just go ahead and throw down here 80-20 rule. Good way to remember it. All right, now when it comes to consistency, All right, this is where different studies show, suggest, etc., and different different social media experts, they'll say that you want to post on average 3 times a day. And so if you're anything like me, you don't have the time to post 3 times a day, right? It's really just a suggestion, and if you can handle that type of content, great. Maybe some of your value pieces are like quotes. If you've been on my Instagram account, I post quotes here and there. So that could be a piece of value, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of time. If you're writing a big, huge, long marathon message about what that means to you, that could take a lot longer. But if you're just throwing out a quote here and there, then you can get to those, that 80% value very, very quickly. Now, for me, and honestly, what I see a lot more influencers doing is maybe 1 to 3 times a day, right? And sometimes I'm not even posting once a day. So just make sure that, in the beginning, you are going to have to put a lot more work into this, and then over time, once you have the audience, you can work on the quality of your work and just having few pieces out there. Because one of the best ways to provide value, one of the best ways to connect with your audience these days is by stories, Instagram stories, Facebook stories. Maybe you've got Snapchat, you're still using that. Not a big Snapchat user myself, but maybe your target market, your target audience is on there. I see Facebook, Facebook Lives being an incredible way of getting your message and providing value to your audience. So just consider that. But yeah, if you can shoot for once a day, then that's going to give you a nice backlog of content that you can work with for, weeks to come. So now when it comes to connecting, right? This is where you want to make sure that when your audience is interacting with you, you're connecting back with them, right? They leave a comment on your post that you just put out saying, oh, I love this, I'm going to try this recipe, or, hey man, I see that you're traveling all the time. How do you do it? How are you getting paid while traveling? How have you built a business? And so you want to make sure that you are reaching back out to them. Right? You want to make sure you're reaching out to those followers, because this is how you're going to basically build that brand. There's a book that came out X years ago, a marketing book called 1,000 True Fans. And basically what it was about is, if you have 1,000 people who literally, they love everything you put out, they buy your simple PDFs when you put them out, or you're a band and they listen to every song that you make. If you have 1,000 true fans, you will never go hungry, because 1,000 true fans essentially equates to a really, really solid income. And so if you can provide enough value to where there's 1,000 eyeballs, I guess 2,000 eyeballs, looking at it every time you post something, and they're commenting and they're interacting, whatever else, then you know that whatever product you put out that you're actually going to sell for, more high dollar or more top tier, you know that a certain percentage of them will actually purchase it. And so it's basically like guaranteed income, if you want to think about it that way. So by connecting with it, you want to reach out. In your post, if you want more engagement, which this is pretty much on every platform, specifically Instagram and Facebook, but really any platform, is you want comments. If you get comments, it's going to boost you through the algorithm. Many more people are going to see the content that you're posting. So ask questions. Ask people to reply with their favorite, pancake recipe if you're in the nutrition field, or their favorite place to travel if you're in the travel niche. If you're in the relationship niche, their worst ex-boyfriend, girlfriend story that they want to share. Just anything to get people talking is great, because when you get the comments and all that kind of stuff, not only does it connect you with them more because you can reply back to that, but it's also going to help boost you through the algorithm so more people see that content. So go ahead and ask questions. All right, and so last but not least, I already mentioned it, but I'll go and write it down here as well. Just make sure you're responding. Respond to comments. And it doesn't matter what social medium that is on, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you're checking that kind of stuff so that you can, be the first to respond. And then, like I said, those individuals, when they kind of have you up on this pedestal because you're actually out there being bold and providing value and everything else. They feel special when you're actually responding to their comments and interacting with them because they see you as this, like I said, attractive character that they want to know and they want to converse with and they want to learn from. So that right there, just kind of the basics of content creation, y'all. You can take that, run with it in whatever niche that you have. So, hopefully you guys took some notes on that one. But otherwise, I'm excited to jump into the next module with you. We'll go and close this out here, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.